So we did an interview with Cliff, and it was great. And technology failed us on this one. At like minute 2.5, his video feed cut out, and then at like 23 minutes, his audio feed cut out. And while we were debating, we didn't realize it until we were getting ready to edit it. We didn't know that it cut out. We were debating, do we just shelve it, bring him back, and redo the interview? But the problem with that is that there's some just beautiful organic moments. And if you don't know who Cliff is, Cliff has one of the most amazing hearts. And I was truly blessed and honored to get to talk to him. I knew his music, but I didn't know him as a person. And so we're going to bring Cliff back, and we'll do the full interview minus technical errors. But I wanted to get this out here because, we talk about Newsong. We talk about him being a father. And I didn't want to go back and just be like, well, let's do it a second take, because it just wouldn't be organic and you wouldn't really truly get to know Cliff's heart. So we'll bring Cliff back hopefully before Winter Jam. He is one of the most amazing people. I am a huge fan of his stuff. Like I knew his music. I didn't know him until we did this interview. And after the interview, I'm like president of the fan club. So enjoy this interview with Cliff.
The pride of Smackover, Arkansas.
That's right.
Cliff Preston, who, by the way, is going to be on Winter Jam 2026. And you're going to be there with Katy Nichole and Matthew West and Chris Tomlin and Hulvey.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw it out there right now. I'll contact the people at Reach. We need a Cliff Preston Hulvey mashup on Winter Jam.
Let me just be honest with you. I would love it. That's deep in my soul. My roots lay in R&B, believe it or not. And so we could probably make that happen.
So for those who don't know who Cliff Preston is, and they're going to come to Winter Jam and get to the pre-jam party, which is where all the talent's at. All right.
No.
Who are, I can say it. You can't. I can say it, Cliff.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Man, I'm an old guy. No, I'm just joking. I'm a dad of 4 children, a husband of a wonderful lady. Her name's Leslie. I grew up a pastor's kid, and like some pastor's kid, I got kind of off track. I've been writing music since 2002, and wrote for some other people. And to be honest with you, I thought in 2014 or 15 that I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. I kind of resigned myself to just being the writer of songs, and I was happy with that. Needed to grow up, needed to learn how to be a good dad and a good husband. And about 3 years ago, man, the Lord had somebody reach out to me and say, I think you should do a record again. And I was like, look, I let all this die. And this lady who's very special said, well, Cliff, God's really good at resurrecting things if you allow him to. And so, man, 3 years later, last year I'm in a band called the Band Table. We played on Winter Jam, and then this year they asked me to be a part. So I'm just pumped up about it. And but I am from a very small town, and I'm everything you would expect from a person from a small town like this.
So does Smackover have a McDonald's?
No.
Do we have a McDonald's
there?
No McDonald's.
No. We have a Pizza Pro. It's pretty good. And a Sumac Mart gas station. That's what we got.
And when you walk in there, do they know you?
Oh yeah. Like it's this. Look, that could have come off as like arrogant, but if walked in Smackover for like 2 days, and I was like, this is my friend Matthew. Like the next day they would know you. There's only a few people that you see. But like I walk in Sumac Mart or Pizza Pro, like, what's up, Cliff? Not much. It's good to see you.
Because they don't know you as like the singer, the member of Table. They just know you as Cliff who lives down the road because it's Smackover. And when you grow up in a small town, I grew up in a town called Wonder Lake, Illinois, home of the Wonder Dog. That's all we had. And everybody knew your business. Like if I go back there today to see an aunt or whatever, people are like, oh, well, how's the big city? And I'm like, I live in a suburb. Like, what do you mean big city? But I have a McDonald's. I have a gas station I can walk to. Yeah. So you're going on Winter Jam this year.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's some monumental artists on this. I mean, especially with you being a songwriter and a singer, Matthew West, Chris Tomlin, those are like the GOATs when it comes to writing the songs that we all know in Christian music.
Yeah, I was on. I did a fall run with Newsong, which was insane, by the way, and I knew the lineup before anyone. Which you see all those things online where they're like, guess the lineup, and I was like, I want to win that, but I didn't vote. But they were talking about who they were going to get, and then at the last, I think one of the last minutes, like Chris Tomlin joined in. I was so excited because I love writing songs. I love stewarding songs, and there are other people who have stewarded songs as well, but those two men, Matthew and Chris, are two of the best stewards of songs ever, and I'm excited to just sit with them, and hopefully some of the knowledge will soak in. I do my best. I try not to take when I'm out there. Like last year, our deal was don't take it all. Like if give everything you can and don't take. But what ends up happening is people build relationships, and my prayer is that I can learn something, and I'm going to do my best to be in learn mode the whole time, and I'm excited about that.
So about 20 years ago, I toured Winter Jam with Toby Mac. I was out doing his merchandise. Building 429 was out there. And I remember at that point being like, man, Newsong's been around for a minute. This was in, 2004, 2005.
Yeah.
And last year went out to Winter Jam and we saw KB. We went to the Memphis show. We were out there seeing KB. And I was like, this one guy in Newsong, he's like the OG. Like, I mean, I think he does not I don't think Newsong gets the credit for what they have done for Christian music. No. I mean, they've been around for almost, 35 years at this point? 40 years?
40, yeah. So I will say I agree with you. Being out with them, and I think the guy you're mentioning is Eddie.
Eddie, yeah.
Yeah, the red-haired guy.
Yep.
Man, and it's so funny too because all of Eddie's family basically they work Winter Jam. So I mean, Eddie's kids are putting the things together. Anything that happens with Winter Jam, the Carswell family is responsible for it, and they do a wonderful job. I got to introduce them, so I got to play, and then we would get everything together, and then me being able to introduce Newsong. And I'll say this: my 12-year-old son is a Newsong fan. Like you want to be your son's favorite of whatever you do. If you're a plumber, you want to be your son's favorite plumber, right? Well, especially if you're an artist. Do you want to be your son's favorite artist? I'm not. Like it's Russ and Newsong. Every time I walk by the bathroom and he's taking a shower and listening to his music, it's like church people, and I'm like, bro, I got like a whole discography you could pick from. But no, what they do and how they're able to connect with 12-year-olds, but then 40-year-olds like me, and obviously when we went to all those places, there were people of all ages who were excited to hear them. I don't think they get the credit they deserved, and honestly, when I introduced them, I was like, it's one of the best Christian bands and most notable Christian bands of all time. What they've done for the industry can't be measured. Winter Jam, brother, 330,000 people went to Winter Jam last year. There were 45,000 responses to the gospel message.
Let's go.
And this is the what? How many years? The 30th, 35th year that it's happened. You think about that impact. It's not just impacting the Christian music industry. It's impacting the country and communities. So, yeah, I agree. Sorry I got on this Newsong soapbox. I just love them. They're my buddies.
But you forgot, it's almost Christmas season. You forgot the song that makes everybody cry. It's Christmas shoes.
I did forget it. It's always in here. It's in my heart. And
I mean, I hate that song for the fact that every time I hear it, I'm like, kids, we're going to donate shoes. Like, we have to go right now. We are terrible human beings. All right, take your Jordans off. We're going to donate them right now because he needs them. The kid needs them in the song, but
kid needs them shoes, brother.
And last year when we were at Winter Jam and we're backstage and we're with KB, and then the Newsong guys are getting ready to go up, and they walked by, and my daughter was like, "Who are they?" And I'm like, "It's Newsong." And she's like, "And God, Hope, I love you." She goes, "They're old." And I'm like, "Oh, we're going to go watch them."
Yeah.
And she walks out there and we're watching them. And within the first 30 seconds, she's got her phone up filming it because she's going to post it to her Instagram because they're really good. And I want a shirt. And I was like, exactly. And the fact that those guys, like, I mean, the people who came into the kingdom because of what Newsong has done, the careers that have been launched because of Winter Jam and their Extreme Conference, and just knowing them 20 years ago, and I'm sure they haven't changed, they were some of the coolest guys to be around. Just
still are.
Eddie and just some of the most humble guys, and you really know their heart for this. Yeah. And instead of them trying to, and this is a lesson for some artists, they didn't try to change who they are. They just brought the youth artists out with them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I mean, you know, when we were in Memphis for Winter Jam last year, you look around and you're like, there's 20,000 people in this place.
Yeah.
And it's all because of what Eddie dreamed up 30 years ago, you know?
That's right.
So last year you were playing with Table.
Yes.
And Skillet headlined last year. So did you guys do like your first show and then you get on the bus afterwards and you're like, maybe we should do Pyros? Did you guys change up the set at all?
This is great. All right. So Jordan Merritt, he's my best friend. All right. And in a group together, we still are. That's what people have been like, is the band? Yeah, band Table. We got stuff booked in 2026. It was weird how this all came about, but they're all so good. But Jordan is really good at putting sets together. In fact, I was with him last weekend, and we were writing and building, you know, going through what my set's going to be like, shrink it down to that 10 minutes, and what's the most ministry that can happen in that amount of time. We did last year, man. We went out with what we thought we were going to do, and I think what is important and to this whole thing is it's important to understand that you're one part of a big concert. And so I think a lot of people go and be like, we're going to do our thing in our concert, and then but what happens is wherever you are in the night, serve that moment to make the best night, and that leads last year all the way up to Skillet. And then leads all the way this year, all the way up to Tomlin, likely. And so we got in at the end of the night, was like, okay, well, does this serve the night well? Thinking through everything. SCU Worship was really good about that last year. They changed up a couple things. But here's what I was like. They had people shooting those streamers, you know? And I was like, if I never get to do this again, this may be like, we're in arenas, you know. I've been doing this for 22 years. This may be the last time I get to do this. Halfway through, I start asking people, could we shoot streamers in Little Rock? Because I'm from Arkansas. It's like I got a bunch of people coming. And I had this whole deal. We weren't going to take anything. But I felt like people were being nice enough to us. And I was like, look, if it's a no, it's a no. But what's it cost? Like, let me know and I'll pay it. Dude, in Little Rock, they let me shoot streamers, and it was the best thing in the world. And like my kid, it was perfect. My daughter is 14 at the time; she just turned 15. You know, 15-year-olds don't tell you you're cool to your face.
Right.
Most of them don't think you're cool at all. But there's a video of her filming, and it's on Instagram. You can probably see it. But she's filming, and then when they shoot off, she like lets this yell out that you can tell she thought it was really cool, and it's the proudest moment of my life. But I think just trying to serve the moment that we're in. But bro, Skillet, nobody does it like them. It was amazing, and every night they gave every bit. There were probably 10 nights where everybody had the flu out there. Everybody. And there were about 10 nights where I don't think John had a little bit of a voice, and he just gutted it out every night. They were all real too, brother. Talk about real people in the industry. Those people are the real deal.
All right. I think God kind of smiled on you as a solo artist this year, because last year, if you think about it, you had KB, who's a complete lunatic on stage. He can get the crowd going. Colton Dixon's incredibly wild.
Yeah.
And then Skillet. And this year we have Katy Nichole, we have Matthew West, we have Chris Tomlin.
Yeah.
Katy Nichole's new album is outstanding. We've talked about Chris Tomlin and Matthew West. But I don't think you have to have any anxiety about, is Katy Nichole going to have pyros on stage when she's doing, God is in my stories. So
there's a very good chance I might be the most active on stage.
Yes. I mean, Hulvey's amazing.
Yeah.
But he writes amazing songs, but he's not going to be like getting the whole crowd jumping because he threw his jacket on the ground like KB does, so.
What? That was a great moment, wasn't it? It was so good.
We were shout out to KB, who's seriously one of my favorite people in the industry.
Yeah.
We were in Rock the Universe last year. That's at Universal Studios in Orlando.
Yep.
And it was like everybody kept telling us how unseasonably cold it was. It was like 28 degrees. I got my 10-year-old and my 12-year-old out there at 1 o'clock in the morning freezing. It was kind of child abuse a little bit, but KB's performing and he takes off his coat. And he's getting the crowd ready. He says, when I drop it, you go nuts. All these fools who didn't realize it's 28 degrees outside, they're taking their coats off and they're spinning it. And the dad in me didn't look. The music industry guy in me was like, this is amazing. Oh, he's going to clean up in merch. The dad in me was like, y'all put your coats on. You're going to get cold. You're going to get the flu from this. And he spins that coat. And I promise you, he starts jumping and you can feel the concrete from the people jumping. And I was like, y'all, you're going to get hypothermia. Stop it, But so you put out I'm sorry.
No, it was one of my favorite moments of the night. I would always come out to watch it no matter what I was doing. And also, again, that group of folks last year was great. KB was so good to us and so nice. And came and watched, which, I mean, that's not normal. So, yeah, right. I was thankful for him. And I'm going to spend my hoodie this year, and we're gonna make it happen.
In honor of KB, just start spinning it and get the crowd to jump with you. I'll be there for it. I'll film you. In 2024, you released an album. Where are we at with new music? I mean, we're going out on Winter Jam. Like, are we? Yeah. Do I need to drop a verse? Drop a bar, as the rappers say? Okay. No. Wow, that was quick.
give me anything you have, because I'm always willing to have co-writes. No, brother, I'm right all the time. And so I went out with Newsong, and they talked about me being on Winter Jam again, and so I started calling everybody, and I was like, man, we write all the time. And I said, we're going to have a single that comes out for sure. So that was already in the works. And I was like, well, I need to finish that record up. And Jordan was like, bro, you got a record. And he sent me all the ones that we have worked on. And I'd lost count. And so we're going to pick from about 20, 22 songs to make what I think is a really cool record. And the thing about new music, I mentioned earlier, I let all this die. So the fact that I made a record was not something I had even thought about in so long.
Right.
The fact of making 2 records was like, so foreign. And the last, Rubble and Wreckage, there were 5 of those songs that had been written over the last 13 years that of just stuff that I was going through. And then it was so cool that I was still trying to articulate in the record I mentioned having to grow up as a husband and a dad. It was like, this was what it took. It took the Lord just saying, all right, dude, you're going to get what you keep running after. And it led to Rubble and Wreckage. I say accidentally, the Lord we started writing, and what it feels like this record is here's the birth of the Lord building it back the way that he he would if I allowed him to. And somebody
Right.
mentioned to me, I look at things as putting things to death, like the the ambition or whatever it might been to do this on this level led to rubble and wreckage, and then you have to put it to death. But putting these things to death is just planting it for the Lord.
Right.
And he has started to build it in a way that I couldn't have, manufactured. And that's what this new record is. It's all these songs of like, hey man, yeah, it's really bad, and I was an idiot in some parts of my life, and now I'm still probably dumb in the
Right.
majority of it, but I've learned so much, and I feel like I'm in a place right now where the new music is going to be able to speak to those people who are coming out of it,
Right.
and into what being a dad really is about, and getting to experience new things, and how God speaks through that, and then through those things allows you to minister to others. That's a long answer for yes, there's new music. It'll likely release in March is what we're thinking right now, but the single will come out in January. So
Awesome. I will tell you, when my daughter, as I told you off air, my daughter was the one who turned me on to you, and then you got announced for Winter Jam, and going to your Instagram. I'm 44. I got 2 kids, and I always love a good parent flex. I always love when, especially when you're watching artists and stuff. I love when they celebrate their families, because I think
yeah,
that, especially an artist account, you have so many of them who are just like, oh, I'm just keeping, I'm just going to kick out stuff about my career or whatever. And I was looking through your Instagram, and I believe it was your daughter's homecoming or
yeah,
prom. She was in a dress.
homecoming.
And
Yeah,
one of the captions you wrote was, you said, I don't care. I'm paraphrasing, so don't
yeah,
don't come after him for this, but it was, I don't care if she learns anything. I want her to keep her same heart, basically, was how I took it.
yeah, yeah,
And I think as a parent, I think that's, like, yeah, you want your kids to grow, you want them to learn, you want them, but at the end of the day, I still want my 12-year-old to be chasing after Jesus the way she is, and be excited about serving in church and going to church.
yeah.
And I just want to kind of just take a moment and applaud you for just how you celebrate your family, because I think more artists should do that.
Yeah, I actually got advice one time to take everything about anything that wasn't music off of my Instagram. And I was like, well, if that's what I have to do this, then I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm going to decline.
Right.
I think that was part of me growing up. It's like, man, if people aren't willing to listen to my music because I talk about my daughter playing golf, or my son loving go-karts, or my 3-year-old being an absolute insane monster that I love. It's like,
Right.
if I can't do that, then I mean, that's where all these stories come from. That's where these songs come from. And I've learned a long time ago. It's like sitting down in a theater and there's 200 or 300 people there, and it feels like the backyard, because I'm talking about my family, and then I'm writing the songs that are birthed out of me learning to love them in the right way.
Right.
Man, I'm never gonna stop posting about them, and I appreciate you saying that. And I'm gonna bring this interview up anytime somebody gives me terrible advice again. But you almost hit it on the head about the comment. You may have said it perfectly, but I've said that about her for a long time. She was 3rd or 4th grade. Second grade, and the teacher sent home this sheet that said, what do you want her to learn? I said, I don't care. I just don't change her heart, because she
Right.
had a great heart. And it's not because, I don't think it's because of any parenting decisions that I've made specifically. I think the Lord put it in her, and there's something special about her. And